My name is Allie Young, and I'm the pastor at Ingleside United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge. It's in this place, in Grace Community United Methodist Church in Shreveport, where I first felt like church was for me. It's the first place where I felt like I could be a part of not just sitting in the chairs, but an active part of this congregation. It's the first place that somebody saw a gift in me and helped me utilize it. And it's in this place that I, if I can borrow some words for John Wesley, the first place where my heart was strangely warmed. It's also in this sanctuary where I met some of my closest and dearest friends. And it's also in this sanctuary where I met my husband, where we were engaged and where we were married. And so I'd like to thank the people of Grace Community for finding a place for a 12-year-old to be in worship, for finding a place for a 15-year-old to live out her gifts in the band, for finding a place for a kid trying to figure out who she was, for giving me the grace to fail and to learn, and for opportunities to embrace the gifts that God has given me in ways that I never could have imagined. And so most especially, I'd like to thank Stacy Hood for seeing gifts in me long before I ever recognized them in myself, for encouraging, supporting, and sometimes dragging me kicking and screaming into doing what God has called me to do. I'd also like to take a chance to say thank you to Wesley, my husband, who was born a Baptist. I feel the need to clarify that. To say thank you for proofreading every paper, for waking up early to make sure that I was up early because we all know I sleep through my alarm. Thank you for teaching me how to use a comma over and over and over again, and for committing your life to itineracy with our children. I can't even begin to tell you thank you enough. I also want to thank my mom and dad for their support and encouragement, and for being okay when I said that I didn't want to go to law school but wanted to go to seminary. And I also want to thank my sisters Claire and Tontine, who inspire me to be the best person that I can be each and every day. I also want to say thank you to the Wesley Center for allowing me to experience the vastness of cobbler flavors over the course of the RIM process. And I hope that you've heard Allison's cobbler story by now. If not, get excited, it's coming. And I'd also like to thank the people of Ingleside United Methodist Church. I have kind of a joke about Ingleside that it's the Kevin Bacon of churches. If you're familiar with the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, you can relate almost any actor within 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon. You can Google it if you don't know what that is. But Ingleside is 6 degrees separated from everyone. It's funny, no matter where I go, if it's my college roommate's wedding, I find out that her family grew up at Ingleside. If I go to the conference center, I find out that so-and-so was once the youth director at Ingleside. If I go to Camp Caney, someone went to CCE with somebody who's from Ingleside. And so I'm just so grateful to have been a part of this church for the last 3 years, to have an opportunity to engage in a type of congregation that was so different from my own. I'm so grateful for their warm and welcoming hearts and for teaching me a different way to be church. And most of all, I am so grateful to God for calling me into a life of ministry. Even though it's not always easy, it is a journey that I wouldn't trade for anything.